morning, children.
Good morning, sir.
Dear children, relative clause is one of the important grammar topics prescribed for your syllabus. Now, this topic is shown on my own YouTube channel named Jagan Teaching Videos. Shall we go through the video?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's get started.
Hi dear students, the grammar topic prescribed for Unit 1 of 10th class English textbook for CBSE syllabus is relative clause. Now, in this video we are going to learn relative clause and some examples will also be practiced in this video. And before switching over to relative clause, let us learn what clause is. Let us go through the definition of clause. A group of words consisting of finite verb and gives a complete or incomplete meaning are called clause. Here we have come across the words a finite verb. What is meant by a finite verb? Let us go through the definition. Finite verb. A finite verb has an agreement with the subject that goes before. So the finite verb is a verb, but it has an agreement with the subject that goes before. The agreement is by a person, a number, a text. Now let us learn what relative pronouns are. Relative pronouns: who, which, who, whose, that. These students, relative clause is broadly divided into two parts. They are defining relative clause and non-defining relative clause. As we have already learned, relative pronouns are who, which, who, whose, that, etc. Relative pronouns refer to the subject that goes before, right? And this particular subject is called antecedent. Now take a look at an example here. What defining clause is? My brother, who is a doctor, left for Chennai. This sentence falls under defining clause. Here, subject is my brother. I may have many brothers, more than one brother. However, I am just talking about one particular brother who is a doctor. Here, who is a doctor is a relative clause. This relative clause begins with the relative pronoun who. Here, I am particularly talking about one brother who is a doctor. Understood? So this is called defining clause. Now take a look at another example. Now let us go through another sentence that falls under non-defining clause. My brother, who is a doctor, left for Chennai. Oh, the first sentence has been repeated. Have you noticed any striking difference between these two sentences? There you are. Yes, in the second sentence, the relative clause is separated by two commas. Look at here. Just before relative pronoun, there is a comma. And at the end of relative clause, another comma is there. Here, we are just giving additional information to the noun that was before. Here, the noun is a single one. My brother, I have just one brother. Here, what I am doing is that I am giving additional information about my brother. What is that additional information? Who is a doctor? My brother is also a doctor. So that's the difference between defining relative clause and non-defining relative clause.
Dear students, now I am going to ask you some questions and you must be getting ready to give the answers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, get ready. Rojasri,
Yes, sir.
how many clauses are there?
There are two clauses, sir.
Pramila, what are those two clauses?
Defining clause and non-defining clause.
Yes, defining relative clause and non-defining relative clause. Now, Sai, please stand up. Yes, there are two clauses. Show me the example that falls under defining relative clause. Here there are two sentences. Which sentence falls under defining relative clause? Yes, you are right. Here you are. Okay, let's continue.
Mean for a sentence. Now, we'll combine the sentences using relative pronouns. In the examinations, you'll be given two sentences. You will also be asked to combine both the sentences using relative pronouns supplied to you. Here, we need to follow some shortcut techniques to do this exercise better. These techniques are classified into three parts. They are subject-subject method, object-subject, and object-object. What are these techniques? Let's go through with them. Take a look at the first technique, subject-subject. What is this method? See here in both the sentences, we are talking about the same subject. That is why it is called subject-subject method. In the first sentence, who is the subject? Raju is the subject. In the second sentence, again Raju is the subject. Then what shall we do? Look at here, Raju. Then you incorporate the relative pronoun who here. Immediately next to the subject here. Raju, who lives in Delhi, became a teacher. You need not to rewrite the subject here. Just ignore it. You can also write down the sentence in this manner. Raju, who is a relative pronoun here? Who became a teacher. Became a teacher. These words have been taken from second sentence.
Dear children, we just take a halt at this particular point of this topic, and remaining part of the topic will be continued tomorrow. Right? Prepare well for this topic at your homes. That is going to be your home task for today.